Hi everyone, today we're introducing the January Chat for Change topic of youth empowerment. So first up, we need to figure out what youth empowerment actually is. Let's look at youth first. The UN Statistics Division says that youth is 15 to 24 years. But UN Habitat says that youth is 15 to 32 years, while the African Youth Charter says youth is 15 to 35 years. Then other people are throwing out numbers like 14 to 21, 10 to 24, 12 to 25, 10 to 30. It just gets a bit confusing, so we can look at it some other ways too. The UN defines youth as the period of transition between childhood and adulthood. Or another way of looking at it is to say that youth is the age between where someone can leave compulsory education to when they find their first job. But that doesn't work really well when we want to apply our definition across a really broad range of areas. So let's just look at it the simple way for ourselves today. Let's say youth is young people. That should be easy, right? It's when we're not a dependent child anymore, and so we can have our own thoughts and ideas, but we're not proper adults yet, whatever that means. Officially, empowerment is the process by which people gain power over the factors and decisions which shape their life. But that's a bit wordy. If we look at what it means, it's about a few different things. Basically, it's about being included. It's about having a voice or an opportunity to have your say in decisions. But for that to happen, you also have to have the opportunity to have your say or to have a chance to use your voice. And that could take lots of different forms. The other thing you need is to have the skills and the knowledge so you know what you're going to say, and more importantly, you know how to say it or how to get your thoughts and opinions, your voice out there. And sometimes we call this capacity building. So all up, they're the kind of things we're talking about when we're talking about empowerment. So if we combine that with the idea of youth empowerment, we're talking about young people being included in society and having the opportunity to have a say in the decisions and the things that are important to them. Okay, so there are a few key points that underlie the idea of youth empowerment. These are the things we believe or we know that means youth empowerment is an important issue. First up is that young people have opinions, hopes and dreams. And this links to human rights. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights in Article 19 says that you have the right to hold and express your own opinions and that you should be able to share these with others. And in the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child, Article 12 says that you have the right to give your opinion and adults to listen and to take your opinion seriously. So these rights underpin this key point of youth empowerment. A second key point underpinning the idea of youth empowerment is knowing that young people are able to contribute to society. Just because they're young doesn't mean they don't have something to give. And yes, they're meant to be hands on that little person there. The last point is that young people can do amazing things. And I think we all know this is true. Who can you think of that did amazing things as a young person? When you think of something, how about you put it on as a comment or let us know? Maybe you could even turn it into a whole blog of your own. There is no shortage of amazing young people around the world. So the last thing we'll look at today is about how you might go about empowering young people. Some kind of key steps. First up, before you go anywhere, you need to recognise the power of youth. You need to believe that young people can do those amazing things and that they have something to contribute to society. The next key thing is to start where you are. That means to be looking at issues that young people are interested in and familiar with, or something they're already involved in, and looking at taking it a step further. And looking within your local community, and then starting to branch out into other areas that you can be involved in too. Another point is to build on what you have. So to look at the skills and the assets that you've got, and use what you have that's already great to make a difference. And the last kind of point is about enabling young people to contribute. And This is a big one. It's got lots of different parts that come into it. Let's have a look. To enable young people to contribute, they need to be happy, safe, and healthy. Everyone's able to better help others and to help society when they're happy, safe, and healthy. The next thing is the young people need the tools and the skills. So they might need to develop skills in public speaking, or they might need to find out some more information and do some research, or you might need something else. So there's different tools and skills that you need that will enable young people to be able to make a difference. The next thing is that you need a platform. You need to be standing somewhere where everyone can hear you. Like we talked about before, you need the opportunity to get your voice heard, and it's about finding a unique way to do that, or to find a way to do that that's already been set up. A last thing that's really helpful is to have support from adults. Yes, that's meant to be an old man with a beard. You can kind of tell. Adults are really good at making other adults listen, so having adults on your side helping to empower youth can be really important. Okay, so that's a really quick introduction to youth empowerment. Hopefully it's been helpful to get your head around some of the ideas. So now what? Maybe you'd like to find out more. You can do that by looking at the Chat for Change blogs that'll be coming out all month long, or you could have a look at some other links, maybe looking at the Rights of the Child or some other organisations that are involved in youth empowerment. Also, we'd love to hear your thoughts, share them with us. You can send us a blog, send us an email, use social media, yes, that's a Twitter bird, and maybe answer some of those questions we posed earlier. Do you know any amazing young people? Maybe you could tell us about them. And the last thing is to have a chat. Talk with the people around you about why you think youth empowerment is really important, and let us know how it goes. Have a great month, and I'll catch you next time.